Okay, warm welcome. For those of you that don't know me from a bar of soap, I'm Yildiz from Yildiz Readings 5D. We are here to do the psychic update for your energy for the month of September. And sometimes I do tend to talk about the transit moving forward to pre-warn you as to what's coming up. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I will be doing twin flame reads during the month, and I'll try and really amp it up because, Mars retrograde is pretty heavy for all of us. And it is, for those of you who are on a twin flame path, linked to the divine masculine's ascension process and their awakening, plus the collective. Now, this month, yes, on the 2nd, we have the full moon in Pisces. And for you guys, it hits in your 8th house of shared resources. Geez, fun. Okay, dreams. Tying up loose ends with paperwork, trying to get things working, maybe even really building on the foundation of where you're going. Now, you can use this for your sun, your moon, your rising, and even your Venus house, because it's all of these energy reads are going to relate to you in somewhere in the house system in your zodiac sign. So you can either do your birth chart on birth chart energies, and you can look at all of these energies, and it will give you slight indications of main themes that are coming up. The biggest important message for you guys, funny enough, okay, and I'm just looking down and I've selected the rune for you. This is the rune you have for the month of September. September being a 9 is to do with endings. It's finalization, completion, learning of karmic lessons. It's a completion. It's the Hermit card in the Tarot. So I don't think we're really going to have the luxury to be in Hermit mode, because even if you do, things are going to come at you because we are having Mars retrograde. So pre-warned, forearmed. This rune links to Scorpio, which at the moment, the full moon in Pisces is in your 8th house. And 8th house does link to Scorpio, even though you have Pisces there. It's also Pluto energy. And this planet also links to Mars. So both Pluto and Mars is linking to this transit. It's fire and earth. Now, it is in reverse, and I have said that through this month, yes, it can be external energies. It can be a completion of a cycle, because a full moon is a purge. Even uniquely, my daughter mentioned Amy Winehouse, and I look back to the time frame in which she passed, and very uniquely in 2011, a lot of the astrology transits of what's happening now is very much linking to 2011. So I do feel there's a correlating energy. We had a lot of the placements from last month and this month. We did have Chiron in Pisces. So it's sort of tying up that theme of ending, that decade-ish cycle and moving forward. So we're really tying out those loose ends. It's not just from here. So holding space, looking at your psychology, getting yourself anchored in, making peace with the past, and taking time to actually understand yourself is going to be really important. Especially if something's been going on a very long time, it can be really looking at the things in which are working for you and aren't. Now, in the reverse, this is repression, pride, vanity, intimate abuse, or abuse at a I've got to be careful how I articulate things. If somebody has taken your power away in an intimate nature, be it whatever age you're at, something to do with that can be coming up, and it can be a subject. It can also be giving your power away, in lower frequency, fair-based frequency. Balance your lower chakras, because pain body experiences can come up with Mars retrograde. Let's look at Mars for you guys. What did I say it was? Okay, 9th house, long distance travel. Maybe the things that you were wanting to do are, diminished at the moment. Some of you might be looking at, okay, if you want a car and you want to change your car, is this the right time to do it? I'd say more so it will link very much similar to, if you need to get a service done on your car or anything to that degree, it's a great time to do it. And again, really repairing, fixing, and doing anything on vehicles would be highly advised. Even with our driving, because we had Venus in Cancer, you really need to be careful about your driving, your cognitive ability, because you do have Cancer in the 12th house. So although we have moved away from the previous nodes of the South Node in Cancer, the North Node in Capricorn, those energies are still playing out at a karmic level for us to tie up these loose ends moving forward. Now, esoterically, it does link to opportunities to deflate the false ego, which Leo energy, we had a lot of heavy Leo placements. And, it's usually you look at it and you go, oh, it means great things are going to happen for me. Yeah, no, it means great things are happening to you. So usually on your birthday, it's a solar return. 9 times out of 10, it's not as fun because you're having a spiritual upgrade. So if you did have a tough month last month, it makes sense. Maybe if you had a perspective or a perception as to who was with you and who was against you, you're not now gaining clarity through the Neptune and Pisces retrograde, and you're going, okay, maybe I didn't see this devil in the detail and I'm seeing it now. So if you've been getting headaches, it is sun energy. We're also having Venus moving into Leo. So high subjects to do with you and what people want from you and what you're willing to give are going to come up. What do you want? That's what I'm hearing. This video should be called What Do You Want? Yeah, and the nodes in your chart. It's funny because, for me, I have Cancer placement. I have Scorpio placement. So the shadow sign of Cancer is Capricorn. And that's why we have the South and the North node energy. So for me, what I noticed with the 1st and the 7th house placement, this is really what's coming out for you guys, Leo, is because Venus is going to be in that energy. It is very similar to the 1st and the 7th house placement. Okay, yes, it's important to look at what people want from you, but right now what is being asked of you is what are you willing to give those people? 8th house placement. Are they on the same page as you guys? And if they're not, why would you want to keep giving it? So it's almost like having a cup and emptying it and going, okay, what do I get out of this? And it's not an expectation. We all as humans have needs. So if we don't look at it that way, we do tend to become quite depleted. And with Mars retrograde, this can cause anger, aggression, frustration, even if you're a single parent or something to that degree, because all of us with the heavy Capricorn placements have felt very single, have felt abandoned at times and having to do too much. So those wounds in the collective are coming up for us to look at and to balance out and then go, hang on a minute. If we merge with tribes that are like-minded and we're very open and fluid with our communication, not from a potty mouth point of view, but from a, integrity point of view. This is the fence, right? This is how far I'll let you go. You can do what you want to do, but, yes, there's a consequence for an action. You can still be in love with someone and say no. So I'm really feeling the word no as an important factor, but not from a protective point of view, from a rational point of view. In reverse, there could be a lot of people who are trying to suppress you, prevent you from transforming, and it's naturally happening. Maybe making you feel a bit used and abused. Maybe, twin flame journey can be similar. It's like, hi, how are you? And then it's like, bang, gone, you ghost. Like the ghost, you'll be gone. And it's like, okay. Most of you who have gone through that, you're like, you joking? That recipe's not working no more. And yes, you do have to be angry at yourself because you can't say, hey, okay, I've outgrown this because obviously my self-esteem has built. You can do you, but it doesn't mean that's going to work with me anymore. But then the fair base frequency comes up, and that's for everyone collectively. If I don't give this person what they want, do they actually need me? Well, that's the testing decider. It's actually stepping back and understanding self-worth. 9 times out of 10, you're going to become more attractive to a person if you're not just giving them everything they want, and it is an earned thing. We wouldn't teach our children that it's okay to trash a house and then think that that's okay, that we're going to keep actually buying new items and things to that degree. We don't do that in a workplace where we go to work and we don't get paid and then we think that's okay. So the healthy boundary energy it's really large in relationships where somehow we do tend to give our power away and we think that somehow we need to be very submissive in situations. Being feminine is submissive, but it's not. You're the cognitive energy, you're the emotional empath energy. But you also have to be rational. You're the queen of your castle. Your castle is your temple. Don't give that to people that haven't earned it. So this energy is coming out for you guys. I do feel that you're really focused in your career sector. I do feel you're really focused on, trying to pull your energy over here to start building it. But then something is pulling you back where you're feeling like you're missing something or you're going to lose out, but you can't lose what you don't have. So you're actually not losing anything. It's a memory system. I hope this is landing. Now, the card in the past. Coming to terms with things in the past, an egoic purge. Yes. Currently, where you stand, yes, a lot of burdens, a lot of obligations. Everything's on you. But again, it's not so much that it has to be all on you. It is, okay, well, if I'm doing this, I'm going to perfectify it and you go over there. But do not interfere in the way and means in which I'm running, governing, and managing my life. Healthy boundaries. Who's with you? Who's not with you? You're not with me? Well, there's the door. When you're willing to work with me, yes, I will unlock that door. But until that point, no, I'm focusing over here on the crap I've got to. But I do feel shade, opinions, and even you might be doing this to yourself. Oh my gosh, am I doing enough? Do I have the tools at hand? Yes, you do, but because you're psychologically thinking on the relationship sector of your contracts, by the time we have Jupiter going direct on the 13th, it's hitting your 6th house placement. We need to take accountability of our health. If we're giving our power away and we're not actually, and we've got too many burdens, there could be things by the wayside going, to the left, so to speak. So we need to keep in check and keep moving forward and try not to be frightened that good things aren't coming to you, because yes, they are. Yeah, look, when we feel that somebody's always going to get something better than us, 9 times out of 10, that's not true, because if you weren't getting great from a certain location, why do you think the next person who steps into that position is going to get it? Maybe you're critiquing yourself that you could have done better, you could have made something work. Step back from the situation, observe it. If a party isn't giving you energy, then the next person that entertains them isn't going to be getting energy, because the common denominator is that human being that is upgrading. So if they've been giving you 0 to hero, which hero we would love to see, we have to be our own hero. How are they going to give hero to that individual? They won't be. The reason they tap into it is because it's simpler. This can be in a workplace. It can be to do with the way they manage their life or a romantic situation. But try not to feel that you're going to be the last one left on the shelf, that you're not going to create success in your career, your money, your hopes and dreams, your aspirations. Your aspirations energy at the moment has Gemini in it. So you're going to find you're going to have a lot of new friends, a lot of socialization, wanting to do things that are lighter, playful, and happier, wanting to communicate with those individuals. You could potentially really be growing a business as well and looking at that and thinking, is that going to move? Yes, when you have the energy of the nodes in that position, yes, wealth can come, and it can be great wealth. So please trust in that process. It's a 2.5-year transit, and it can be really beneficial for you moving forward. So the lack mentality and getting scared that you're not going to achieve your goals is merely because you're in the energy and the vibration of Pisces and Mars. Breathe. Breathe. Okay? Money. Keep doing what you're doing. If it's studying, if it's upgrading, if you're looking at your bank statements, yes. 8th house placement, yes, you're making decisions. If you're building and merging and building an empire, whatever that be, keep an eye on your bookkeeping. Keep an eye on your upskilling, your educations, and assessing situations. I do feel it'll benefit you. Now, at the moon, you've got your career sector, and we've got the moon here, which Cancer and Pisces are going to link very heavy to this, because we do have the full moon in Pisces, and because the moon card and the chariot can relate to both. 12th house, pay attention to your brainstorming. Pay attention to what your guides are showing you. The Pisces energy, as I mentioned, falls in your 8th house. If you've been assessing your relationships and what you think the bigger picture is going to be, if you've been mentally thinking about where you're going with your career, what will be best for your finances, your progression, who will be the best employer, if you want to run your business, yes, the moon energy is going to give you the download. If you're needing to let go of wounds from the past, the wounds may relate to that. You may be working in an industry that is, on the internet or long distance travel. Again, you've got the Aquarius energy there in your 7th house. So I do feel, look, ultimately 2021 is going to be absolutely fantastic for you guys. You may be currently dealing with the energy of this human being. You also, in your career sector, you're going to have mass movement there, but it is with both Saturn and Jupiter in that placement, it's really going to benefit you. So hold on, guys, because you have some really great things coming your way. It may not feel that way at the moment, But you do need to trust the process, that every physical step that you are taking is taking you to that higher ground. Now, your hopes, dreams, and aspirations, yes, they're going to come to fruition. 11th house placement, funny enough, I wrote Aquarius on the page where I connected to the 11th house. And yes, your 11th house actually has Gemini in it. So from a global collective, both Aquarius and Cancer in that placement in your chart is meaning that you will be able to build your empire. You will be able to achieve hopes and dreams, great friendship groups, and bring tribe together. Communication also is definitely the key. And uniquely, yes, you have Gemini there. So you will have the gift of the gab of this situation. But I'm also hearing the term listen. Listen to what people are saying, because you can really navigate and tune into what channel they're on as to, are they telling you porcupines? Are they in alignment? And look, it doesn't mean to say if a person's not in alignment, you can't work with them. It's just you will only be able to do certain things with them. I.e., okay, you end up in a partnership, for instance, with a person that doesn't have a job. That's fine. You focus on your side of the fence. You are not enabling them. They are required to do what they need to do to govern their energy. You put a time frame on it, and it's their energy to upgrade and do the work in that area. Just an example. So it doesn't mean you can't work with people that maybe are getting things together in their life. It means you are focused on your side of the fence. If you need to make firm decisions, you are willing to do such. But you are not enabling and preventing people from learning and growing. That's your role as a spiritual being growing. And especially with the transits collectively, it's just the way it goes. Family. Okay, in a bit of ego, maybe, maybe somebody inspires you and you look at them and you're like, can I have that? But I feel this is external. This could be externally linked to you, your tribe, your children. There's a person external that's jealous, that's affecting your family. They maybe have the evil eye on a family member. There could be some bullying or something to that degree happening, and you're concerned. Again, family, it can be your children, it could be a loved one that you're connected to, or directly to you, with a third party energy, external. That's what I'm hearing. Be in awareness of this. I'll pull a clarifier. Again, if there is repression, pride, vanity, abuse, those things are coming up, and that can be really concerning you. You just feel the whole situation collectively is a little bit messy. Again, this can be from an ex for some of you, their ex, and to do with finances and jealousy. So keep your cards close to your chest. Really, the funny download I got this morning was, a lot of what they're saying and feeling is porcupines. I do feel it's going to pass, and I really don't feel it's great for karmics this month. I just feel they're really in a lot of ego at the moment. I just don't think it's boding well for them. It's almost like the umbilical cord of karma is being cut. So yeah, it's like they're not your enemy. They're their own worst enemy, and it's really going to mess them up, guys. Don't, like, when we say sorrow, they don't have compassion, but this is how karmic lessons come about. So just pay it be. And okay, similar to here, yes, 2 cards either side. Let's have a look. Oh, goodness. Okay, many of you are really looking at the past, and you're a bit nervous. Look, you're looking at your job. Some situation can be playing out where you're thinking, okay, do I need to take a situation to court? Do I need to do something? This can be, I'll pull a chakra card, because that'll tell me the direction of what house it's placed linking to. Some of you, this can be to do with a family member. Some of you, this can be to do with a contract, a karmic, but there's a law there. It's also a Leo card, which is, again, we're going to have Venus and Leo, so it can dictate the time frame in which it's happening, but it also can relate to something that you're trying to bring about. Some of you, if you're launching a business, you're looking at the accounting, the legalities, the contracts, the insurance and things to that degree. Yeah, it's very crown chakra. Something that you feel a dreams are not going to get off the ground. But again, this is to do with the job as well. So some of you are just focused on that. But also at a very separate level, I do feel you could be dealing with an individual who has a psychological disorder. That may be an issue. So you might be looking at the laws relating to that and what you can do to balance it out. Yes. Someone you're physically not talking to. And this could even be you intuitively tuning into it from an external party, doing the same. Not talking and maybe looking at it from a different point of view. Thanks, Eddie. What if the person is immature? What? To get your attention. Well, don't feed them. Don't feed the dinosaur, right? We don't feed the dinosaur. And it's funny because I am European, but I do make jokes about me being European. So, you know, when your kids are really nagging at you and things like that, I said, look, I don't negotiate with terrorists. We don't, okay? We silence that. Silence of the lambs. Hopes. Hi, Eddie. How you doing, my friend? Okay, love is coming in. So if you guys are single, blast from the past. If you guys are twins, blast from the past. It's yours, right? Yes, they currently have. There is a person, though. Others of you, I am feeling you're wanting to move forward, and it could be this energy of the past is nagging you. But there is love here. There's love. There's somebody coming. There's also an element of innocence. Either you're concerned about, you know, keeping things on the straight and narrow. Maybe you were the innocent bystander in a third-party situation. When we say third-party, it doesn't have to be affair. It could be somebody who's interfering, somebody who is a person from the past. It could be shared care situation, whatever it be. It could even be a family member projecting at you. There's love on the table. You might have had experiences of the past or even directly linked to this person. You're like, look, I just want to keep it really neutral. This stuff's crazy. That's what I'm hearing. This stuff's crazy. I'm just going over here where it makes me happy. You're going to have a victory and you're having the strength to move forward. And again, when we're having Venus and Leo, I do feel relationship things are going to come up. And it could cause discord, but after that, I do feel it's really highlighting, again, 9 energy. September is a 9 energy. Hermit card is a 9 energy. Spirituality, it means, you know, actually having a spiritual upgrade. I've lived in a house that was 9 and it felt like a sanctuary. Oddly enough, I didn't tend to feel unmotivated. That was in 2017, 18, I believe, to 19, yeah. And what I found was it was almost like it was on an island. That's the energy that resonates with 9. So nobody would bother you. You get a lot of work done. You'd have a lot of spirituality. You know, the full moon in Pisces is about meditating, peace, quiet. You know, you're stronger than you know. Yes, okay, right here, how you stand, but you're telling yourself all these stories. I can't do this. You know, I'm going to pull an Abraham Hicks card. There's one in the deck, and it actually talks about there are a million people in the world that are dealing with these circumstances, and they're doing it in perfect harmony. Is this it? Let's see. Abraham Hicks, please. What do we need to know for this 10 of Swords and the mindset? Look, sometimes managing our lives, we tell ourselves these stories, and we're like, it gets too much. It gets too much. Why? Because you're not taking time for yourself. I can praise abundance wherever I see it. True. I intend to see the best in everyone. Yes, but you know this person's got the evil eye on you. So you're like, you're picking up on that vibration. My relationship will change when my vibration changes. It is very true. Tuning into this, like it's almost like, okay, when I try and not do the goalpost energy, and then there's another goalpost and another goalpost, and you don't stop and take stock of where you're at. Where are you? What have you achieved? What are you doing very successfully? Is there something on your side of the fence you can change? Leos. The burden is the burden, right? You're stuck, but it's not, you're not really stuck. The vibration you're picking up on is the external energy. And then it's directly, as an empath, it's affecting your internal. If you can actually grasp that, you're going to have more success because you do have justice coming here. But, you know, your power, you can take it back. The power-hungry energy it's merely showing you where we've given our power away. Right? So, look, you do tend to find every zodiac sign, you will get the yin and yang effect, or you'll actually get three energies. You will get the lowest of frequency, and that's because they don't have the tools. And that's from conditioning, moving forward with the demeanor of the transits and astrology of how they will actually deal with it. So you can have a zodiac sign and compartmentalize it and say it's that. But when we look at the fact that we have 12 houses in our astrology, we're never the zodiac sign. 9 times out of 10, your rising is the direct energy of who you are. Your Venus also will shape on how you deal with your marriages, contracts, partnerships. Your home energy of how you are and how you deal with it will come through. Aries, you guys are incredibly nurturing. Leo, you guys are very, very private. You want your privacy. And again, you want very deep connections. You want a private house, but you also like to love everyone and know everything that's going on. You're interconnected, but it causes a lot of empath energy. A feminine will take on a particular role. A masculine of the zodiac sign will take a particular role. But all of it is to do with that conditioning and the 12 houses. So look, this ambition here, I do feel you guys are really guided at the moment. You're coming back to self, right? I'll not ask others to become different for me. Now, I'll explain what this means. Because A, we can't. Even if we ask, they're not going to do that if they don't want to. Truth, right? But the emotions of what's happening here is what we have in front of us is what we have at the moment. Changes, right? Change is inevitable. Sun comes up, sun goes down. Inevitable. Let your vibrational relationship percolate and give it your undivided attention so that you become the vibrational match to it. So everything you're wanting in another person, you need to almost exude that frequency like that's the benchmark. If you don't, you're like, oh my God, I've got all these burdens. It's so horrible. It's terrible. I'm scared. Can I achieve? Am I going to be safe? Am I good enough? Those are the lowest chakras. Purge through those chakras. Mars retrograde, you've got the Pisces energy there as well. So yes, you're having a purge. But what is coming to you, if you are at higher vibration of this zodiac sign, is you're directly going to attract really great partnerships. And it might scare you because you're going to go, oh, I've had some pretty crappy relationships. Where'd you come from? Are you real? I was saying the other day at my sister-in-law's house, she had a bunch of Skittles and a bunch of M&Ms. And I was like, the M&Ms are the males, right? And this is how humans compartmentalize. But I was making it was a joke to articulate and understand. And my sister-in-law's mum was there and she's leaning on the bench and I'm eating some Skittles and they're deeply sweet and I'm shaking them and I went, and everyone's saying, mix them, mix them. And I said, have you ever noticed, as women, we want our men to be sweeter. And then we mix it together and we're like, is there something wrong with you? Are you sick? It's like you suddenly get what you want. The vibrational bloody match, right? And you're like, what's going on with you? Is there something wrong? No. You've attracted it. You want sweet, you'll get sweet. You want, if you feel fair salty, you're going to get salty. You know what I mean? And if it does occur and it's not an attractive channel, you just ignore it because it's not going to work on you. So you're desensitizing it to a point you're ignoring it because it's unattractive. And it's a bit like a child nagging at you, mom, 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 mom. And you're like, that's not working. And you continue your conversation with the person you're having the conversation with. And, you know, they get attracted to negative vibration. So you're like, stop it. Got mum's attention. Knew this was going to happen. Now the attention's not on this friendship person. It's over here on me. No, get back into alignment. I'm going to remove you in a moment. Anyway, the way you handle your energy is always going to give you a different outcome. You know, paying attention to the people in your life that are giving you time, 100. Those that aren't, 0. Coming back, great. Hey, how are you? How have you been going with your life? There is great things coming here. I'm going to pull 3 for the love interest. What's going on with Leo's love interest? Twin flame, soulmate, or other? Okay, they're avoiding the inevitable that's going to happen. They are going to get the tower. But they're avoiding it. They're trying to make everything... They're trying to change things. Due to ego, potentially. And it can be vice versa. You know, of the injustices and balance. And look, this can even be with the karmic. But it's not working. It's not working. They're going to have to move forward nevertheless. Now, if there is a situation and you guys are in a relationship and this person is working with you, yes, they're trying to change things, but they might be sugarcoating things. Yes, they may be coming from a place of ego. They may feel you're very harsh with them, may be very focused on finances at the moment and going to work and ignoring situations, trying to recoup, but ultimately, yes, this new beginning is coming. It's going to come. Yes, they're assessing things because things are messy. Why? Because they're having their psychic downloads. Neptune and Pisces. How are we all, eh? I'm getting through them gradually. I'll collect those cards up and we'll see if there's anything else coming through. Bear with me. Are we quiet in the house again? Those. Yeah. Let's see. Leo. You're wanting everything in your life to come together. Now, main subjects might have come up a few months ago because we had Saturn in Aquarius briefly. Now, as it goes direct, you need to look at your health and your accountability. There are going to be more responsibilities coming your way. So if you're fine-tuning things and you're trying to get organized, it's the best time to do it between now. You know, you probably got till the 9th, and then it's going to become harder, but keep going nevertheless. As for your travel, it may become more hectic. So your day-to-day life potentially can get more busy. Also, if you're going through a separation of any description and you're choosing to leave it, old wounds linking to that can come up. And also you can be working through contracts. So for those of you potentially who are divorcing or going through any circumstance as such, there can be a lot of conversations to do with this, but you will find it will be flying at you. So there could be information, there could be hidden situations, but it can actually plateau out and be very pleasant. It can be very reciprocal and beneficial. Also, your wounds to what traditional relationships are coming through, but they're going to be upgraded, and it is actually a download. So if you had a very traditional value of what you think a relationship should be, it might be white picket fence, marriage, etc. That, you know, something that we've all really learned with this heavy Capricorn energy has been that doesn't eschew anything. And so there's no guarantee with anything, but when you don't have any need from that individual, you're coming to it without losing anything. You're merely choosing it as a pastime and a company. So it's a very reciprocal, non-codependent connection. You've built your life, you have your friends, you have your family, you have your hopes, dreams, and goals, and you know, you're taking responsibility for your side of the fence. So it does become a lighter vibration to have a connection. It's a healthier way in which to have a connection because you have no chance of losing anything. You gain through moving through it because you're having the relationship fluidly without the fear of, if you go, peril will occur. Emotionally, yes, but you will also not put that additional pressure on it, which is the inner child wounds. Okay, psychologically, yes, inner child wounds can be coming up for you guys at the moment because you do have Venus in Cancer in your 12th house of psychology. So with this full moon, if it's coming up, I would highly advise that you do the inner child healing, solar plexus and sacral chakra, balance them. Also with your third eye. Okay, you can use things to actually ground you. You can eat food groups in those areas. And especially with the clearing, drink water, allow it to come up, journal, go back maybe in a few days or a week and see how you look at it differently after the fact. Because what you're doing is acknowledging the wound. Don't battle it and ignore it. It's, if it's coming up, look at it and love yourself for it. But as it comes up, look at it. And a lot of that is shaping. Some of you even connected to family may have wounds, especially with the 8th house placement. If you did have a loved one that passed over, spiritually speaking, you might be coming to terms with it, looking at it from a different perspective, because we have Neptune and Pisces. Psychically, yes, a lot of loved ones that are passed over, their energies are with us more so. But, look at it. You can't run from it. It belongs, the wounds belong to us. We actually need to love them because we endured them. And it's not loving what happened, but it's like loving yourself enough to go, no, when you're upset, i.e. Yildiz, no, I'm going to look at that and I'm not going to get angry at myself. I'll look at it and I'll take some time. It's a bit like a parent shoving a child off, which we never intend to do. Some of us, yes, we do. Potentially karmics, but that haven't had the tools and they're desensitized. But again, they're not bad people. It's just inner childhood wounds. So if you can take time with a child, you must take time with yourself and say, hey, okay, what's coming up for me? Oh, okay, I'm not a bad person. Yes, I have bad days, but I'm trying. Okay, do you get what I'm saying? Anywho, any quick questions before I go? I've got one more video to do. I may have to do the client's video first. 11, yeah. Might have to charge the app a bit. Device. I've lost my hair, Lucky, so my hair's gone haywire. I think my daughter pinched it, quite frankly. I mean, I used to put a chopstick in my hair. Anywho, if you do want me to tune into your chakra system, your astrology, your chart between you and a love interest, looking at theirs, looking at yours, seeing what can play out, or your twin flame journey, anything, your career, your money, your loved ones. The link is below. The website's really simple to use. If you do get stuck, there is a video that explains things. There is a time frame difference, but there's a time frame converter on the website. Just touch base with me in the inbox. I do have specials up, and I have left them there for most of the year due to the pandemic. So those of you that can't afford the full price, feel free to book the cheaper one. If you can, book the other. My work online with distance learning is heavy as I'm multitasking. Yeah, I know, Dale. It's really hard. But what you got to do is just be gentle with yourself. I mean, Venus in Cancer is affecting all of us, both yin and yang. Yeah. Look, it's a bit... Look, Pisces energy, the Virgo energy is diet, health, nutrition, purging. Cancer energies are hard on the outside, everything's fine, and marshmallow inside and going hell and back. So, for the sake of others, very similar to a Libra, really. It's like, yeah, I understand your need. And then it makes the Libras look like they're undecided. And it's like, no, I'm actually having so much compassion for you, but very little compassion for me. So I'm just going to give you what you need. That's the judgment energy. But that doesn't always work. We need to tap into that Aries element of ourselves. Balance. So at the moment, all of us collectively need a balance of Libra and Aries through Mars retrograde. Good judgment, healthy compassion and understanding, justice, but rationality, and healthy boundaries and assertive energy when required. Okay? You need a bit of fire and air there, which can blow up, but let's not do that. We can't stop other people from doing that, and checking people's channel of their cognitive ability. But yeah, anything between 2011 and now, yeah, that's a long time. We're looking at those energies. We have changed a lot. So balancing your time. Venus in Cancer. Well, it's also 4th house placement. It's your home. Okay, what's your home routine? What do we need to do at home to organise things? Does it mean putting non-essentials away? It can be if you've got too much clutter and you find your schedule's too heavy and you're studying and you're working and you've got kids. Fine-tune your environment. You might not be able to do everything, but if you get things away and you've got the minimal clothing out so children aren't plonking their clothing everywhere, you're more organised. You're going to have a better flowing routine. You got 4 people in the house. Have limitation of products in your cupboard. So it can be not too many plates. Then the dishes don't stack up. You know what I mean? It's small things we can do. Yeah. Yeah, but also take time to actually break the energy of tuning into wounds. Because, look, if it comes up naturally, yeah. But if we're sitting there, we're not being productive and we're thinking on things that aren't working, just for a little bit, take a break and push your energy into your life of what you do need to achieve. And then jump back into thinking on that when you got time. But don't live there too long. It's going to come up inevitably, but actually being strict with yourself when you need to be. If it's been weeks and weeks and weeks, and then, the washing's not getting done, this isn't getting done, you're getting agitated at things. You need to navigate the energy of where it's coming from. You're agitated about a situation, not at the people around you. It could even be with internet, computer things not working, trying to study, because everyone collectively is home. Plus, the energy of Gemini is there for 2.5 years, so technology is getting hit. We're learning a very karmic lesson connected to that. Anywho, I love yous and leaves yous, and I'll be back shortly for Sagittarius. Hi, Sophie. Feel free to look at the video, and I will be back shortly. Thanks, City. Take care, guys. I'll be back soon.